There are 6 levels that we have on the board today to trade against in E-minis. And after the market closes, we'll come back to this chart, take a look at all the trades taken in the E-minis based off of these levels. It is now just after 7 p.m. Time to recap and talk about what the spiders did when they hit 2 of our levels. There were no trades, and therefore there is no recording. I'll talk through why there were no trades and what happened. So I'll adjust the chart first. So this 513.35 would have been at 513.40 because they were above this after 9:45. They never came back down. That's why there was not a trade. And you can see that they bounced off this. Like, if you had just bought right when the market opened, that would have worked. But I don't like to take trades this way. This was one of the days where that would have worked. I just don't see that happen very often. And then at the next level, 515.25. So first of all, here's what I want you to look at. When they got to this point here, what time is this? 1:03. They're close enough to where if they start to consolidate under this for a certain amount of time, I'm not going to take the trade no matter what. They would have given the trade here. They would have triggered it because the high of this was 515.26, but they came down and didn't. You know what? I'll put the profit target and the fumble threshold level so we can get a better visual. Okay, so what we have here is when you're in the trade, a short trade at this point, you want a base hit of 4 points. This is the equivalent in the spiders of 40 cents. You want 4 points, and that would have happened if the spiders came down and hit the green line. If they get above the red line, what I call the fumble threshold, and do certain things above this on a certain amount of time, then that would be a signal for a reversal or just to close the trade out. You have other options. But none of that happened. That was a non-factor. But the point is, they came down pretty close and pulled back up. That is another clue. That's clue number 2 why you shouldn't be in this trade if you'd chosen to take it. But that whole thing here is the consolidation. I'm just kind of giving some of the details about how I analyze these trades in real time if you were in them, when you would make a decision, okay, this is not what I want, and get out. But they respected this line, or this level, 515.25. But when they got above it, they pulled up. And incidentally, if you'd stayed in this trade the whole time, say you went short, thought, well, I just want to see what happens, and kind of ignored the fact that this was a very slow-moving, creeping kind of market on extremely low volume. Yes, it's an important area. I'm getting off track here, but this level just happened to coincide with the high of that weekly breakdown candle from the week of April 19th, but this also came out of the calculator, so doubly important. And you can see it was important. It's just they didn't have the strength. Like if they had come up very fast and hit it soon in the day, that would have been a much more likely trade on the short side. But what was I saying? Oh, yeah. So if you'd waited for this trade, look where they came down. The low of this candle about an hour or so later, 315, was 514.88, 3 pennies away. It was basically a tick away in the E-mini chart. I went over and looked at that. So, and then of course they pulled back out. So they're giving you some clues here that the bulls are still just going to push price higher over time if you let them. And they did, and they got above this and took off. So anyway, kind of non-eventful, very slow day, no trades that I took at least. We'll take a look at the tracking log just to bring this full circle. We'll take a look at both of the logs. The first one where you would play by the rules, which in this case both really were the same, but the first level not triggered before 9:45 a.m., although it did hit, took off from there. The next level, oh, you know what, I didn't even make these bold, so it was E and F just to indicate that they were hit. The next level was not triggered because of that consolidation and a near miss on the other side of that. So that's basically what I'm saying here. And you can take a look at the averages and where we're at in the totals just to see what happens on a day where we end on the flat line. Thanks for watching. Have a great day. See you tomorrow.